All right, if you think you're pretty good at spotting a scam, you're gonna want to see this. The entire world of fraud has been turned completely upside down by what some experts are calling an industrial revolution for fraud. Seriously, all the old rules for staying safe, they're not just outdated, they're actually dangerous now. Okay, let's get right into it.
For years, right, we were all taught to look for certain red flags to keep ourselves safe. But the game has changed, completely. The advice we've been leaning on isn't just a little old, it's practically a trap.
I mean, think about the scams we used to get. You know the ones. Weird phrasing, a bunch of spelling mistakes, they practically screamed fake, and you just delete them. Well, today is a whole different ballgame. Now we're up against scams written with perfect grammar by AI, and even phone calls using cloned voices of our family that are, well, they're almost impossible to tell from the real thing.
So yeah, that classic bit of advice, oh, just look for the grammar errors. It's totally useless now. AI language models can whip up these perfectly tailored, personalized phishing emails that sound exactly like your boss or your bank. It's terrifyingly accurate.
And that brings us to the heart of this massive shift, the AI fraud revolution. Criminals now have these incredibly powerful tools at their fingertips, letting them scale up their operations with a speed and a level of sophistication that we have just never seen before.
3 seconds. Just let that sink in for a moment. 3 seconds. That's all the audio a scammer needs to create a perfect, flawless clone of someone's voice. They can just snatch it from a social media post, a voicemail you left, pretty much anything. And just like that, the panicked call you get from your child in trouble, it sounds exactly like them. Chilling, right? And this really gets to the core of the issue. Like Kathy Stokes from AARP said, deepfakes, both audio and video, have gotten so good, it's hard to tell what's real. That line between what's genuine and what's a malicious fake is getting so blurry it's almost gone.
So now, scammers have this whole new arsenal to play with. They've got voice cloning for those terrifying family impersonation scams. They can create deepfake videos of celebrities pushing bogus crypto investments. They send out those perfect phishing emails we talked about. And they can even build what are called synthetic identities, mashing up real and fake data to create a fake person that can actually pass security checks.
Okay, so they've got all these crazy new tools. What are the scams that are actually doing the most damage out there in the real world? Well, looking at countries all over the globe, 3 types of scams just keep popping up at the top of the list. Investment and crypto scams, they're causing the biggest financial losses by far. Then you've got impersonation scams, whether it's someone pretending to be your family, the government, or a company, and those are just exploding. And of course, good old phishing and social engineering. That's still the foundation for how most of these attacks even start.
This all leads to a really important question. With all this sophisticated tech, who are these criminals actually going after? I'm gonna bet the answer is not who you think it is. You know that old stereotype that it's only the elderly who fall for scams? Yeah, you can throw that right out the window. The data shows the complete opposite. In places like Canada and Brazil, it's the 18 to 34-year-olds who report being scammed more than any other group. So why is that? Well, for one, they're online all the time, which just makes them a bigger target. But there's also this kind of dangerous overconfidence. They think they're too tech-savvy to get fooled, and that makes them surprisingly vulnerable.
And let's be crystal clear about this. These aren't just a bunch of random, isolated incidents. What we are witnessing is a coordinated global attack by very sophisticated criminal organizations.
The scale of this is just mind-boggling. The US lost an insane $64 billion. Brazil is losing billions to scams that target their instant payment system. Over in India, criminals are using these digital arrest scams, pretending to be police to scare people into paying up. And get this, in South Africa, impersonation fraud shot up by a catastrophic 356%. This is a full-blown worldwide crisis.
And we're not talking about lone wolves in their basements here. Over half of all these frauds come from highly organized international criminal networks. They're running these things out of hubs in Southeast Asia, West Africa, and Eastern Europe, and they operate just like giant corporations, with call centers and even sales targets.
Okay, so the problem is massive, and it's incredibly sophisticated. It's easy to feel a little hopeless, but it's not. The fight is on, and there are clear, effective ways we can all defend ourselves. So let's talk about the modern defense plan.
It really comes down to a simple 3-step plan. First, pause. Scammers want you to panic. They create this false sense of urgency so you don't have time to think. Never, ever make a rushed decision. Second, verify. If you get a weird message, check it out yourself, independently.
Don't call the number they gave you or click their link. Look up the real contact info yourself. And third, protect. Use strong, unique passwords, turn on two-factor authentication, and please, report every single suspicious thing you see.
And on a bigger scale, governments and companies are starting to fight back too. In the UK, new rules are forcing banks to reimburse their scammed customers. Australia has created these fusion cells that get banks, cops, and tech companies all in the same room, fighting scams in real time. And around the world, efforts like Operation Saratunga 2.0 are getting countries to work together to take down these criminal rings. It just goes to show that when we coordinate, we can actually make a huge dent in this problem.
So the scammers have had their industrial revolution. They're armed with AI, they're organized, and they're operating on a global scale. The real question now is whether our response, our own personal skepticism, our defenses, and our teamwork is ready for the fight.